I don't know what the hell the problem between my mother and her siblings or her parents were. Like I said, she ended up pregnant and living at my father's mother's house. Um, she ended up from there abusive, toxic ass relationship. She ended up in a homeless shelter for women and children, and then she ended up on government assistance in one of the shittiest parts of town you could possibly live in without actually going to Southeast DC. And it's like they were all there, they were all doing fairly well. And I don't know what the issue was between her and her family to where it's like no one extended a hand and said, "Hey, let me give you a hand. I know you're in a fucked up situation, right?" I can say wholeheartedly today, I have multiple siblings, multiple brothers and sisters. If they ever ended up in the same predicament that my mother was in years and years ago, all right, let's say, and this is not the case, but let's say it's the case that I don't fuck with them, right? I don't trust them. I don't want them in my house. Okay, that's fine. But they have a fucking infant child, right? So y'all gonna sit here and basically make this infant child suffer because of either some moral, I don't know what. Again, I'm just speculating that they didn't agree with my mother either having a baby or having a baby with my father. So as a result of that, I have to suffer, like basically living and witnessing an abusive relationship, witnessing my father abuse my mother, and then being in again a homeless shelter. It's like, yo, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. That's cool, but an innocent child, an infant at that, yo, send your kid down. Your kid can stay here with us, and you know, I hope you get back on your feet. But you're an adult, so you have the means to do so. But a child, man, I mean, yo, how fucked up is that? And then I have a problem these days again as an adult. Looking these motherfuckers in their faces like, everyone wants to tell me, "Oh, you're doing so well. Look at how great you are. Look at how you turned out." I'm like, "Yeah, no thanks to you, motherfucker." Shit. So, what's your take on that right quick, P? Because I know you have multiple children.
I'm kind of torn on that subject because I've seen people take advantage of others by using their kids, right? So in theory, I'd be like, man, you ain't you need some help with the kid. I can't let the kid be homeless. But at the same time, sometimes people will be like, yeah, they ain't gonna let me be homeless with the kid. And I don't know, man. Like I kind of has had so I'm trying to tread lightly. I've had so many situations with people that I kind of okay. I say this to my wife a lot. I say when you have a really large family, you kind of section yourself off, and the large family ends up separating into smaller units. And and the sometimes the bigger the family, the less contact. And I think that's what goes on in our case. I don't really tell people a lot what goes on, and people don't tell me. And it's not really a thing where you go out of your way to help somebody else. And that's not because we're saying, "Oh, fuck them. I don't fuck with them." No, it's usually things that happen or a series of events that kind of happen. So I'm kind of jaded towards a lot of stuff outside of just
Hmm.
a few people, like my siblings, obviously, um, but I don't know, man. It's one of those things. I mean, people use you. And I'm not saying this is your case. I'm just saying, like, in my take on if this was similar to me, I know a lot of people that use people and try to use kids as a resource to get out of doing what they supposed to do for their kid and end up pushing it off on you.
Right,
That's
man.
why I would kind of be hesitant. Now, I'm not saying that's not in any way related to your story and your situation. I'm just speaking from what I would be concerned about if people in my life, the people in my life did something like that.
Right. And that's exactly why I said, yo, fuck you, you're an adult. And not saying that I would say this, but to each their own. Fuck you, you're an adult. Give me your child while you get back on your feet. Because at this time, I had to be 2 years old. Like that's no place for a 2 year old, especially a 2 year old that has family, like my entire family in the immediate area. It's not like we're down in New Orleans and didn't have anybody, didn't know anybody. Yo, my entire fucking family was there. So, again, I look at them like, fuck y'all. I mean, I, I, I try not to hold anything against them because, like I said at the top, I don't know what what the issue was between her and her family. All I know is a child shouldn't have to suffer, especially if there's options to where that child could be taken care of, whether it be temporarily or permanently. So P, let's move on a little bit. Let's say like first, second, third, fourth grade. Does anything, again, your living conditions, your environment, does anything jump out at you?